Welcome back. As part of Project Community, 12 News is partnering with No Studios, and every week right here on 12 News at 11, we're going to bring you an in-depth conversation showcasing Milwaukee artists, showcasing the city's activism. And today we start with Courtier House and spoken word poetry.
We know how movies are made, how sleight of hand magic is meant to dazzle children, know about beat progression and modulation, so the music drones on often to predictable conclusions.
A lot to get to here, but right now I'm joined by Beth Ridley. Beth, thank you so much for joining us. And right now you're live at No Studios for us here in Milwaukee. And before we get to the spoken word, tell us a little bit about what No Studios is and how it began.
Hi, Deanna. We're really excited to be here. So No Studios, I like to describe it as a social club for artists, creatives, and entrepreneurs. It's an open space that's open to the community. Anyone can come. It's vibrant, it's diverse, and you are sure to be inspired and meet some really interesting people while you're here.
That sounds so exciting, Beth. And we really want to get to know everyone who's involved with Courtier House. And I know that you have a couple guests there with us. Do you mind introducing them to us?
I do. Okay, so I have Jeff Mcallister and Bobby Drake. And like you said, they're with Courtier House, which is this really exciting PR and event production company. And they do a really cool spoken word event here at No Studios every Thursday night in the Rooftop Lounge.
Amazing. And Beth, you know, this is something like when we think of No Studios, I feel like this is something very unique to come to the city of Milwaukee, right?
Yes, it's very unique in the city of Milwaukee, so we're super excited to bring it. And again, it's about diversity, it's about coming out and meeting people that you might not meet otherwise, and engaging in something really fun.
I know I asked you this before when we were chatting, but we all want to know what your favorite part about No Studios is.
Okay, so I've got two favorite parts, if that's okay, not just one. And it depends on the season. So when the weather's really nice, love the Rooftop Lounge. Great views of the city, awesome cocktails, great events like Spoken Word. And then, you know, in the fall and the winter, the cafe downstairs, great coffee, and again, open to the public. Just drop in and you'll meet so many interesting people.
So, Beth, this isn't like, you know, we see so many, I guess you can say, spaces open up where you need a membership or you need a specific, I don't know, identification to get in or what have you. This is, like you said, open to the public. What do our viewers need to know in case they are interested to hang out there?
It's definitely open to the public. So again, you can drop in, grab coffee, have a cocktail upstairs, but there is also membership benefits. So membership for a low monthly price, you can get, you know, a lot of online content, discounts to all the events, and you can hold your own events here too at a discount as well. So definitely benefits to membership, but open to the public. Best way to experience it is just to drop by.
Amazing, Beth. Thank you so much. And we will definitely get into it a little more after the break and talk about today's event, a spoken word collaboration with Courtier House. We're going to be right back after this.
For you other countries, it'll be a massacre. We laugh as we make your eyes roll up and your thoughts blur unclear vision. And we never fail to strike up a new mission without accomplishing the one previously said.
Freedom was supposed to ring. January 18th, 2002, the weekend of the king. Martin Luther, put that gun down and get knocked out like your father used to. Friday, Foreman's feedback was felonious. Counts 2 and 6, 2 reasons why I be the loneliest. Grateful, y'all.
You learn a valuable lesson long after your loved ones killed. You want them to die naturally, but that's not what's happening. See, after the ghetto was held. And I'm not imagining none of them little fairy tales. Even though I'm acknowledging, sometimes dog can have me scared, thinking about this little galaxy could explode like them iPhones up at high altitudes.
So much emotion there. We're back now with No Studios and Courtier House talking spoken word as part of our community curated series. Beth joining us back here live. And again, we just heard of just a quick example of what some of the works performed over at Skyline Poetry. And I'm joined now by Beth Ridley with No Studios and also Bobby Drake and Jeff Mcallister from Courtier House. So let's talk a little bit about the art form itself here. So what's some of the influences within spoken word? And Jeff, we can start with you.
Well, some of the influences in spoken word, I'm not a spoken word artist, but I'm touched by just the artists that are here in the community. So Bobby, who's sitting next to me, some of the performers that you will have a privilege to be a part of after this program, they share a lot of good stories about experiences in the community with themselves and, what is taking place currently.
And so, Bobby, why is it so important to hold this particular space in a city like Milwaukee?
I think the most important reason is because we all have a story to tell. And in a city like Milwaukee, that story sometimes isn't vocalized on a larger, more national or even regional scale. And so spots like Skyline give people the opportunity. One of my mentors, Dan Vaughn, used to say the 3 to 5 minutes that you get at this mic might be the most freedom that you get in your life. And I can't think of a truer statement in terms of people coming in and sitting down and being inspired and being influenced and then deciding to pick up the pen themselves and start venting and then writing and then working on craft and then becoming spoken word artists themselves. So I think the space needs to be held for each generation as poetry moves through the city of Milwaukee.
And speaking on space there, Jeff, if you could tell us the importance of collaborating with a place like No Studios.
The importance of collaborating with No Studios is to me, as I've said many times, this to me is one of the best kept secrets in the city of Milwaukee. And what I love about No Studios and what we at Courtier House have been able to do with the spoken word is to connect Central City to downtown Milwaukee. To bring another level of that this city is for everybody, and that this is a space that anybody from any walk of life can express themselves in whatever art form that they so desire. And so to have this opportunity with No Studios, to me, is just a wonderful opportunity. And we are looking forward to building on this opportunity to introduce more people, small businesses, entrepreneurs, in any way that we can through this space and how we collaborate together.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to the outcome and really what talent we're going to see from this. But let's go ahead and take a quick look here at another video from No Studios about spoken word with Courtier House.
Y'all ready for some poetry? I need to hear the feel a little bit more. Y'all ready for some poetry?
When you look at poetry, poetry can be like therapy. It is an outlet for people to come and share whatever emotions that they may be having, whether it be political, personal, spiritual. Skyline Poetry is an open mic event, and it's through Courtier House. As you know, there's just so many things that go on in the lives of people daily. We don't know what's going on inside a person's home, in their mind, at their job, in a relationship. So this provides what I would say a safe space. It's like a therapy session, but I also feel like it's a moment of liberation for a lot of our poets that are out here today, to touch someone, even if it's just personally something to bring themselves out of.
And Bobby, I want to take this question next to you. I know we chatted a little bit about this before, but for those who perhaps are watching this and they're not yet comfortable with getting up there, speaking their mind on the mic, what advice do you have for them?
For them, I would start with just attending. The first thing that you can do is attend. It's not required that you get on the mic. That is absolutely optional. Lots of people come to just watch. You start, as it started for me and as it starts for many poets, with just coming to watch. And then over time, who gets up on the mic kind of depends on how they feel, right? So the first thing is just come and watch and see what it is, enjoy it, take it in for what it is. And if you feel the urge, if you feel the need to write, you still don't have to get up. And then if you feel the need to perform, you can get up. And if you want to take it further than that, you absolutely can.
You just never know what's to come. The first step, like you said, Bobby, show up and enjoy, right? This is all part of the entire thing. Just enjoy the atmosphere and the experience there, for sure. And Jeff, of course, we're always looking for what's next, what the future looks like here. And what is that future looking like for Skyline Poetry?
The future for Skyline Poetry, I feel like, is that this is going to take on a movement beyond the city of Milwaukee. I also feel like it's going to bring a brighter light onto the city of Milwaukee. We at Courtier House, being this PR firm, what we are trying to do is to elevate brands and opportunities for individuals across this city, and we want to carry that message across the nation. So our future is above and beyond Milwaukee.
Amazing, and I'm excited to see what's to come. Like I said, excited to see that atmosphere there. And Beth, we want to turn this last question to you here. We know that the conversation doesn't end here, and there's a lot of stuff going on at No Studio. So what do we have after this?
There's so much going on. So right after this, we're going to have some spoken word performances live, but you can also tune in at nostudios.com. I'll do some interviews, ask questions, and you know what? The party begins in the afternoon, so I hope that you stick around and join us.
Mic check, 1, 2. Hey, Milwaukee, how y'all doing? Y'all ready for some poetry? Yeah. I need to hear it, feel a little bit more. Y'all ready for some poetry? Satisfaction in your soul. But come experience the other side.
I don't know how to love myself sometimes. Love me.
I'm going for the brothers that are buried alive.
Skyline Poetry is an open mic event that is hosted here, of course, and it's through Courtier House. We have many poets from throughout the city, aspiring poets that come and attend the event. We feel that it's a very important event because it connects many people on different levels in the city.
I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the poorly funded public school to which my feet would drag one nation under an underappreciated God, easily divisible, with a crooked justice system for all, especially those with a little extra melanin in their skin. Okay. It's a continuous battle in which no one side will win, but red, blue, and white. Your marvelous stars and stripe your innocent behind bars and your children finding crack pipes. Okay.
When you look at poetry, poetry can be like therapy. It is an outlet for people to come and share whatever emotions that they may be having, whether it be political, personal, spiritual, whatever the case may be. We feel that it's a great way to connect people in the community. And so I think it allows them to have that safe place, that open space. I'm not judged. No one's talking about me. I don't have to worry about somebody walking in the room on me, because here it's me and my word and my expression of what I want. And there's somebody here who can identify. Even if they don't, I'm getting it out and I'm letting the world know this is how I feel.
See, we meet people. And we do our best to impress them. Our money, we spent it. Our time, we invested into that person, trying to build the relationship where everything else in our life just gets worse. We failed to test them, observe them, watch them. We could see them breaking our hearts.
Love you like a commission, like a calling, like a crush of collapsing stone. I filled you with my perfumes and champagne, shadows and charades, with stage lights.
It's a very inviting, diverse group. We are very accepting of everybody from all walks of life. So there's no reason to feel like you shouldn't be here. Many of the individuals that come here didn't know of it, hadn't thought of it. So we feel like we're providing a vehicle, we're providing that bridge for those people to connect down here. I think it's very important for Black and brown people of Milwaukee to have that open space. There's just so many things that go on in the lives of people daily. We don't know what's going on inside a person's home, in their mind, at their job, in a relationship. So this provides what I would say a safe space for people to come in and get out of their system, or to share in whatever spoken way what they've gone through, what they're going through. Because somebody will bring a spoken word and it will touch someone else in the audience, and you're left there sitting like, wow, that really hit me. I felt that. I can identify with that.
The truth remains that to me, poetry feels heavenly.
Welcome to No Studios Live. So this is your chance to sample some of the amazing programming offered at No Studios in the afternoon. I kind of think of it like your afternoon appetizer so you can, get interested in your evening entree. And so I'm your host, Beth Ridley, and today we are dedicating our time to spoken word, because there's a lot of really cool spoken word events that are happening here at No Studio. So to help me sort of break down and lay the foundation for spoken word and some of the artists that we're gonna hear from, that you'll get a chance to experience if you're live in our studio audience. But if you're at home, you can also watch virtually and go to nostudios.com to ask your questions. I am here with Jeff Mcallister. And Jeff is with a PR event planning organization called Courtier House. So Jeff, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Courtier House does, and especially how you came to curate this spoken word event, which happens at the No Studios rooftop every Thursday night.
Thanks so much, Beth. It's really great to be here. And once again, I just thank No Studios on behalf of Courtier House for this wonderful partnership, this excellent opportunity to do this spoken word. So just a little bit about Courtier House. We're a PR relations organization, company. And what we do is we work with small entrepreneurs, artists, small business owners who are developing their businesses, their brands, and we are here to help them elevate their businesses and their notoriety to another level. We want to connect community partners with corporate partners in all aspects of any way that we can help with that. And so one of those vehicles and the way that we've introduced ourselves to the community is through the spoken word. And that's through the Skyline Rooftop Poetry that's held here every Thursday at No Studios. So how this all came about is that we have had spoken word events in the past. So it was like, this is a good vehicle to use to introduce Courtier House and what we do and to bring the community together. What better way with spoken word? It's an expression of thoughts, feelings, laughter, sad, whatever it may be. And so we've used it as a vehicle to this community, and it has just taken off like rockets.
Like spoken word.
Yes, like a spoken word.
So a question for you. So spoken word's not necessarily new, maybe new to certainly to No Studios, but a little bit of background and history of spoken word. Like, how did this evolve as an art form?
Well, I know that, there's been the poetry slams and, different events like that here in the city where it has evolved. Dasha Kelly, whom was featured on the segment, is kind of like the mother poetry to me, and maybe to a lot of the artists here that have done things with high school students and different projects that have grown, and a lot of these artists were bred out of projects like that.
What I love about spoken word is that, you don't have to know how to play an instrument. You don't necessarily need, technical skills as a singer or acting skills. Is this an art form that's accessible and open to anyone, or what does it take to be good at spoken word?
Well, I think it's just a matter of, what you're feeling and being able to articulate those thoughts and bring those thoughts to light. I mean, it's just like anything. You got to start at some point, and you got to grow, and you got to develop into it. And, one of the things that I've seen in this community is that, the poets have helped each other grow into this. And I really think, from what I've seen and what I've experienced, spoken word grows out of experience. It grows out of feelings. It grows out of wanting to share a story with someone.
I love it. So it sounds like there's a real community around it.
It's definitely a community.
So we saw a little bit of a tape as the intro to this, but I say let's experience it live. So we've got a couple of spoken word artists teed up. So why don't you go ahead and introduce the first one?
Yes, I'm very excited. The first artist that I'm going to bring up is a young man who was a newcomer to our spoken word. We discovered him in Skyline Poetry. I know he's been around for a while, but you're going to enjoy him as much as I will. He's also an educator in the community. He's just doing really great things. And we're going to bring up Brooklyn right now to bless us at the mic.
Things ain't been the same since we started singing our notes on different pages. We ain't been the same since you stopped dancing. I promised my little one the world some years ago, and I'm sure he's been crying since I left. I'm sure I've been dying since I left. You promised your mother you'd stay safe. I promised your father I'd marry you. We've been deep in this ever since we stepped out on that dance floor. Soup hit the edge, you made tears to break his fall, and now you're drowning. And I'm too busy building a boat. You see, we promised Miami a monument. I promised Brooklyn a baby, promised my mama we'd stop fighting, promised your mother you'd stay safe, didn't tell your mother you'd stay with me. That'd be hypocritical. Like your mother. You'll wave your fingers in defense. You'll wave a flag in a fight. You had my back in a fight. You had my lips in your grip. We had love in our knuckles. We exchanged love like our parents. We exchanged words like we were sailors overseas, or at least overstate. She whipped the work, stove top, the oven baked. She just asked that I pray before I eat. She knew that the game wasn't cooked right since they set the guns off. She called the homies Orochimaru. She seen the snakes still moving. I seen the stars collapse. Such a low grade point average allows grounds for academic dismissal. I felt the rope tighten. Your appeal letter will be reviewed by a board of faculty members. I seen the sun set. I felt my father's frown. You seen my sword fall, but I felt the rib break. They used the knight to make an example of a pawn. I knew that the king had something to get off his chest. I knew that my castle was missing a brick, so I flipped the brick and I paid for the rent. We conquered Wisconsin on a whim. I helped the bishop move. I seen the cop flash his badge. I copped the plea. I waved the flag. They pointed fingers at the sky. Told the sky that I had too much fire to ever be a sun. I had just enough fire to be a star, and you weren't worth my galaxy. You told me it's not healthy to see myself as a god. I told you they only fear me because they don't know me as anything else. I called my mama because I don't know anything else. We call it love because we be acting like we know things. I don't know who you are when you're upset. You can't stand me when I've had enough. We've both been trying to stand in the front yard, but we both come from homes with too much makeup and a broken foundation. We both only know marriage when the knot is too tight. We only know what not to be. Things only seem the same when you're laying on the dance floor. I'm begging you to get up because you've been reaching to God and retracing your steps with a knife. You've been getting deep. I just wish you knew good music. Father, stretch my hands. We need some Kanye. The old Kanye, of course. She says, give me a chance. I say this is chance number 3. We've exceeded the bruises and now we're purple raining, but I'm not a prince. I'm a black king. Black jeans on my black queen. If you looking for me, I've been trying to find a SWAT team, but I've been building a boat. I promised I'd give you air. You promised you'd never stop dancing. We promise that we never drown. Thank y'all.
Hi, that was amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I don't know, Jeff, did you have any questions? I mean, I got a ton of questions, and I also want to say, nostudios.com. Please, please, please. Now's the chance to ask your questions. So, Jeff, go ahead, and then I've got some questions.
I got one question. So, what motivates you? Where does your spoken word come from? What's the desire? What drives you? What gets you to produce this great word that we just witnessed and that I've witnessed previously? So,
Thank you. I would say my biggest motivation is the desire to express myself. I think there's something inside of every human that wants other humans to connect with them and know how they feel. There's artistry in how I put words to paper, but outside of the artistry, it's really a desire to express my inner feeling. And as you were saying before, all the other complications that may happen in my life, there's a platform to really connect with my audience.
All right, so thank you for that more intellectual question. As a newbie to spoken word, did you memorize that?
I do memorize most of my pieces, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, it seems like so, spontaneous, and that you're super in the moment. So clearly, you're very good at what you do.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for being
I
here.
appreciate it.
Jeff, who is up next? Oh, that's gonna be hard to beat.
I'm telling you. I hope y'all understand
the bar was
it.
set super duper
I know.
high.
I hope the viewers are understanding what goes on Thursday nights up on the 4th floor. If you didn't know, now you know.
And I was gonna say, this is just Tuesday afternoon.
Right.
This actually should be illegal. No one should be having this much fun on a Tuesday afternoon.
Well, we're gonna keep on going with this flow. And if you thought that was something, you might need to hold on to that chair for a minute.
I'm holding.
Because the next brother I'm about to bring up here, I'm real surprised. I'm going to call him out a little bit because he is not wearing his color. I am really, really shocked. Really shocked. This is Zagon. I've had the privilege of knowing this brother for a few years through other projects. He's an artist. He's a motivational speaker. He's a man of many talents. He's an eclectic brother. So right now, we are going to be blessed at the mic with Zagon.
I don't need no crown, just pour me some bumble cause I'm about to crown. Come out this womb from traveling 7 seas. I've been 6-7 days here in this pool. So much blood on me, my goodness. Been through worse before, so it's cool. I've seen the horrors of my past life. Where were we the reasons they breaking the rules? I feel the earthquake because I've awakened. And like the Big Bang, I'm about to boom. I've been waiting for this moment, this hour. Now watch me bloom into natural perfection. The ancients are in the room. I can sense them. They know I am here soon to appear real soon. Out of the darkness and into the light. I've been illuminated and I'm bright. Maintain balance of the universe, movements of day and night. Feel my vibrations is resonating. New sensation, this energy so elevating. King of the kings, Lord of the lords. I am the Aries, don't get it mistaken. Known by many different names, by all of civilization. I have nicknames, yet my real name many don't know it because it's sacred. Warrior with wisdom, create with precision, leading with the vision. Use my intuition. Throne belongs to me. It's been written. Universe is breathing, existing, living inside of me. I'm the one they call upon, invoke. I am the summoning. These peasants get to talking that peasantry. It is not for me. My bloodline reaches beyond royalty. I am a deity, so what's a government when nobody has been placed over me? Truth is, I'm the only one who's really meant to govern me. I am the king. I serve law and master. I'm the judge of me. No gown or gavel when demonstrating my own sentencing. Don't feel the need to ask his. I kick ass. Football off the green. Defending every goal that I set for the receiving team. Receive the green. Invest in all these earnings into the bigger things of life. Don't believe in wrong or right. Good and evil. Black or white, I serve justice when it's needed. From the day into the night, between dusk and dawn, I'm meditating, I'm receiving light, coming out of stasis, I'm illuminated, I'm enlightened, battling my demons, and in outer realms feel like a tyrant. I'm reborn as peace and chaos. This is why many are frightened. King without a crown, living human life. This is enticing. I'm just passing through. Won't be staying long. Don't get excited. Thoughts manifest into words, and my words became my writings. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, peace. What's going on?
How you doing? How you doing? I'm really, I'm calling you out for not wearing no red today. I just want you to know.
I got my red today. It's just not on.
Excellent as always. My question for you, when looking at spoken word or moving into doing spoken word, was there a significant event in your life that led you to this moment, or to say, I need to get this out through spoken word?
Well, my experiences in life. You know, we all have experience in life where we don't feel like we're heard. And so after being in the studio for so long and my music not going nowhere, after a while, I was introduced to a good brother, Xavier. And when I met Xavier, we were doing Tour Nation. He was doing Tour Nation at the moment. And he introduced me to the stage. And that was my opportunity to really get out all my writings, all my experiences. That was my moment right there. I was standing in the light and I shined. And he gave me that moment. And from then on out, it was like he saw the potential.
I started seeing my potential. We started working. I started working. And then it just grew from there like a seed planted in the ground growing into an everlasting tree, ever-growing tree. So that's what it is, and that's where I'm at today, you know what I'm saying? Just when a person sees your light while you going in darkness, you know what I'm saying, it encourages their light to shine even brighter so that you can see through your darkness and eventually shine bright just like that light. And so this is why I'm here today, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I love it. The giving tree.
Yes.
So Jeff said that I could call you Mr. U. He says your friends call you that. Is that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Thank
Yes,
you.
indeed.
So how long have you been doing spoken word?
I've been doing spoken word since middle school.
Oh, the
since
OG
middle
of
school.
spoken word. So here's my question for you. From the very first time you performed on stage to now, what's the difference?
The difference is I am what I speak now.
Say more.
You know, before it was just, you know, just writing things. I studied Edgar Allan Poe and a couple different other writers, but, you know, it was more like competition. Hey, I'm good with words, but then once you start living life more and you start experiencing things, networking with people and growing in your mind more, you start writing your own life out. And sometimes you don't even write it. It just flows out of your mind because it's something that needs to be addressed because you're not the only one that's going through it. You know, and that's what inspires others to get on stage and do the same thing. Like, man, I went through that. I want to share my piece too. And that's what inspires me every day, just being able to express myself and share with others, like, this is what it is and this is what's going on. And I know you're going through the same thing. I feel you, you know. That's what it is.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for spending the
Appreciate you all.
afternoon with
Thank
us.
you.
Dare we?
Yes, yes. We're not
Okay.
finished yet. We're not finished yet. So last but not least, the woman that I'm about to bring up, she's just phenomenal. So when you think of that poem, Phenomenal Woman, this is who I think of. She's a comedian. She is a word wizard. She can fill in and take you wherever you need to go. So I love her, and that's all I need to really say because she's gonna make the statement herself. Our host of Skyline Poetry, Spitfire Shine.
Have you ever noticed it's always the person that's wrong in the situation who says, let the past be the past? See, that is impossible. I'm only a few years old, and I already know the truth. See, at an early age, Satan secretly planted seeds in this dirt in hopes that one day it would mature. The tares and wheat of me grew evenly in childhood. Well, childhood had its fair share of crappy days which acted as fertilizer. And life kept moving like an Energizer bunny, kept going and going and going, never missing a blow or a beat. See, the crops of my soul definitely needed more monitoring. See, I was a happy little girl. I was a happy little girl surrounded by old men whose hands were too friendly. And oh, how I wish my daddy would have been the scarecrow that kept away the no-good intruders and the future-raping crows, but too often there was the soles of his feet that snapped the fragile foundational stalks in me. He watered the insecurities. I can't remember enough times when he told me I was pretty. Stinging I love yous often after whoopings didn't get through to me. They confused me. See, we shared the same address, but he was not there for me. Not men. I needed him to convince me that I was beautiful. Maybe I would have spent less time in damp, perverted basement and on dirty clubhouse rugs conforming for acceptance, being rubbed by the managed hands of death. See, my soul kept stretch marks from living like a chameleon. I was shape-shifting. I became all things to all men that I might win some. a living perverted scripture. I became all things to all men that I might win some. See, forget the past. No, it's not easily done. And I wish my mother could have been just a little more nurturing. Maybe she would have bandaged up some of the small nicks that ended up being ways for infection. To this very day, I still battle spirits of rejection. So no, there is no convincing me that the past is just the past. For that statement in my life is blasphemy.
Greetings. I told you, this is the cherry on top of the cake.
Oh, love.
So, my question for you,
Okay.
one word that describes your poetry and why.
Real. And the reason why is because in most of my pieces, I was going through a situation or a time in my life where I had to find some kind of way of getting it out of my head and off of my heart so that I could move forward. So when I'm sharing my poetry, it's real. It's a working through of sorts using words.
Miss Shine.
I love it.
Hey, so my question for you is, in a lot of industries, being a woman is more of a challenge, right? To be taken seriously, to maybe break through. What's been your experience in the spoken word community being a woman?
I never give mine to they're men, I'm woman, we're against each other. I just come and I shine. And some things are undeniable. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be all that, I'm just saying. When I go and I do motivational speaking to young people, I tell them, if you look up, you see two light bulbs next to each other. There's not one trying to outshine the other one. It's just shining. And the space that they're allowed to shine in is their space. So all you have to do is shine. That's all you got to do. Don't worry about what nobody else is doing. Just shine.
Shine. Make your own spotlight and shine, right?
Yes.
Don't worry about what everybody else is doing.
Absolutely not.
I love it. All right, so every Thursday, spoken word, upstairs, rooftop lounge, for someone who's never been, why? Why should they come?
If you enjoy laughter, if you enjoy a multitude, look, I'm a buffet kind of girl. And not because I can get a large quantity, but because I can have different things of different, settings or whatnot. So that is a great reason to come to Skyline Poetry. You get a little bit of everything. You get some love, you get some anger, you get some politics. So just come and just open up your heart and just receive. And like I said, I try to ensure as a host that the atmosphere is loving and building and fun. So come and add to that. If you can add to that, come with it. And if you're the Grinch, stay home if you're gonna steal Christmas.
I love it. And who doesn't love a good buffet, especially when it's nourishing to the soul, right?
Absolutely.
And you come, and then, of course, you get the cherry on top of the cake, as you've been described. So I love it. I think that's all we have. I mean, this was a lot. This was pretty intense. This was pretty amazing.
Yes.
So I hope you all enjoyed it live here in the studio audience. Thursdays upstairs. Also, virtually, you can still ask your questions.
Yeah.
But I think we are here every week. We're doing a WISN Live Tuesdays at 11. So we're going to introduce other art and events that are happening here at No Studios, and then we're going to do the after show here in the afternoon to kind of tee up what you can see. And next week it's going to be kind of special. I hear we have a special guest named John Ridley. Well, how about that?
Yay.
So tune in for that. And I just want to say, Jeff, thank you so much. And all of the spoken word artists that performed here today, amazing, amazing.
Thanks for having us
today. If you haven't
today.
been on Thursday, definitely come, yeah?
It's a great experience. It's very organic. You'll love it.
Awesome. Thanks. Bye, everybody.